Hi guys, welcome to our second game of the evening, the last game of the week of the Smite Oceania Pro League, brought to you by Plantronics, Roccat, and Sandboxer. I am Husey, and joining me for this broadcast is going to be Timmy.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Direwolves versus Chiefs, two of the top three teams at the moment. We saw Chiefs not having all that gravitas against Avant-Garde. However, maybe they can find a little bit of a weakness against Direwolves and try and pick up some momentum. Or will Direwolves continue on undefeated?
Well, essentially, this is the battle for the guaranteed spot at packs, because we saw Avant just win their spot 2-0, so they're into packs guaranteed. If Direwolves win one game, and if Direwolves win both games, then they're guaranteed into packs. And if Chiefs lose both games, then they are out of the running for the top two spot into packs. They have to go through the Challengers Cup tournament. So let's go ahead and get into our picks and bans here. Some quick news before we start taking a look at all those picks. Gruff is out for the Chiefs. He's unavailable to play this week, and so they're using the sub Wizard, who was formerly the captain of Direwolves. Yeah,
so there's not going to be a whole lot of lost communication. They do work well with Wizard. However, how they work well on the field is going to be the difference here.
Exactly right. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at those bans, and it's going to be Agni banned out first. Direwolves going to take that one away from Crazy Aussie, try and limit what he can play in the mid lane.
Yeah, Crazy Aussie doesn't have all that much of a huge god pool at the moment, so you ban out the Agni, he may be looking for something else, maybe like a Giannis or a Scylla or just something. He does like, those high damage mages. Then again, most mages are high damage, just Timmy. Yeah. But following that pick up there, they are going to go, not pick up, that ban, they are going to ban out the Alquan.
Yeah, Alquan, they're going to take that away from El Chuckles. He likes that hyper carry style of jungler, as well as something like Alquan, Athena, and Saket have been the three we've seen him mainly on this split.
Yeah.
And all three, and of those two, Alquan and Bastet are kind of the hyper carries, but then Chuckles also manages to somehow play a hyper carry Athena, which is a little bit odd considering she's technically classified as a Guardian, but still, it just shows the skill of El Chuckles in that one. And now we're going to see Isis banned away from the Chiefs and Ares banned away from the Direwolves. Chiefs obviously respecting Richard Castle's history on Ares.
Yeah, Richard Castle on Ares is scary. He hits chain after chain after chain, and then you're on fire! Yay! And half your health is gone at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
So, Richard Castle's Ares is just, if you watch it, be prepared, because it is scary. But the first pickups that we're going to see here is going to be the Athena.
And that's pretty much guaranteed to go to Chuckles, or it could go to Richard Castle in the support lane if they're not left something good open as well, because we still do have Geb and Sylvanas on the board. We usually see Sylvanas, Geb, and Athena. We usually either see the two of them banned away and then the third one picked up as the first pick. But with all three of them open, it's going to be very interesting to see how the Chiefs respond to this. And they're going to go ahead and pick up Janice here. And so that's going to be going towards Crazy Aussie in the mid lane, obviously. That's one of the other gods he really likes to play other than Agni and Scylla. And it provides a lot of damage and a lot of utility at the same time. The through space and time is a great gank mechanic for getting your team across the map. And that's going to allow Maxon to move really, really well as well in concert with Crazy Aussie. And that's how the Chiefs are going to be able to win this one, is by getting Maxon on a roll, putting the Direwolves behind. And then they're going to go ahead and take Bellona.
Yeah, Bellona, once again, another little bit of flex pick. It can go into the jungle, although I don't really see Maxon on the Bellona. So Alkiro may be picking that up, taking it into the solo lane, and it's just a really solid pick. Just bully out the opponent and become big in the late game, be really influential. And that's really what Alkiro does. Maxon kills everyone early, Alkiro keeps everyone disabled later on. It's pretty much their game strategy. But following that, we are going to finally see the Sylvanas.
Yes, so Sylvanas up here in concert with a Poseidon pick, and so that pretty much guarantees the Athena going to El Chuckles. Yona might play it in the solo lane, but I highly doubt it. He prefers a different style of solo laner, and that just really sets up great for the Poseidon Kraken. if you've got a Sylvanas and an Athena, you get a Sylvanas pull, Wrath of Terror, or an Athena taunt, both of which set up really, really well for a Whirlpool Kraken combo from Poseidon out of Kiki Omiya, who really likes Poseidon. We've seen him play it quite a bit during the Pro League, and now we can see Geb is going to be the response pick from the Chiefs. Really solid pickup. Prenzel loves his Geb, can really make those cataclysms count. He usually hits at least 3 people with them, and Stone Shields from him, well, in this game, they're going to need to be on point.
Yeah, they definitely are going to have to be on point. Not just for the, the health protection sort of deal, especially with that Kraken coming out, but a lot of crowd control already. Poseidon has a lot of crowd control as it is with that Kraken. The Confounds coming out, as well as the Verdant Growth from Richard Castle. So he has to be working very hard on that one. Second law of bans coming out is going to be the Neath.
And Bastet as well taken away. So banned out there from the Chiefs, and Bastet taken away from Maxon by the Direwolves. So Neath, that's going to be taken away from Just Laney. He's played quite a lot during the split, done a lot of great work. It gives the Direwolves more global presence as well if they were to pick her up. So smart takeaway there from the Chiefs, and now they're going to respond with their own AD carry pick, which is going to be Reducer.
Yeah, they really have to try and win out this early game, because it seems like they may struggle a bit if they don't get that early snowball aggression early on. So expect a lot of aggression coming out early on, maybe some invades, a lot of grouping around mid, just really trying to look for that first blood. But after that Medusa pick, there is going to be the Shibalonke.
So that just makes total sense to me. So Direwolves, another 80 carry Laney loves to play, and it can be that late game hyper carry that they really need to put out tons of physical damage, since Chuckles isn't going to be playing a physical jungler. And then you're also going to have a Poseidon in the mid lane. You really need a high output physical god to make up that deficit, and that's also going to be helped by Yada's solo pick, which is going to be the Osiris we see on our screens right now. I really like the Osiris pick. It provides a lot of physical damage mitigation for himself, so he can really get up into your face, into the front line, and really, if you pick that, I really like that against the Bologna pick, because it can safely box with it.
Definitely. The Frostbound Hammer is generally a fairly safe pickup on the Osiris, because he already has a lot of slow, so he can try and hold down a Bologna, who does get protections and movement speed throughout her passive, as well as the fact is that it will reduce her attack speed if it's a fully built Frostbound Hammer. So very strong damage mitigation coming out as well, and a lot of potential to really just try and minimize how much Alkiro can do. But your final pickup here is going to be the Saquettes.
And that's where the hyper carry is going to come through for the Chiefs. That is Maxon. He's going to be playing Saquette. Smart to play when you've got a Geb on your team as well, because Geb can counter Saquette's abilities very nicely with his Stone Shield. But having it on your team is going to be great. It also reduces the impact of Sylvanas a little bit for the Direwolves, because the Last Breath Poison can reduce some of his healing. It reduces all of his healing, sorry. And so that's a great pickup there for the Chiefs. If Maxon can get that online early, we should expect to see him doing a lot of damage, getting a lot of kills. But we're going to have to wait a short little break, some messages from our sponsors, and we'll be right back after these sponsor messages.
The new high-performance Rig 500 headset from Plantronics is designed to match the skills of an aspiring esport player with the gear they need to win. The new modular system gives you the power to adapt, upgrade, and personalize your headset for the task at hand. The Rig 500 series of gaming headsets are engineered to deliver the perfect combination of durable lightweight comfort in an immersive audio environment. 7.1 surround sound and 24-bit audio provide a stunning 360-degree sound field with directional audio. 40mm drivers with low-frequency resonators provide crisp highs and boosted bass. Clear voice noise-canceling technology provides clear communication to your teammates. From the headset company that equips the pros, the 500 series was crafted to meet the needs of esports and competitive players around the world. The new Rig 500 series of headsets from Plantronics. Respect the training. Reactions win.
When the world needs conquerors. When being rare is not enough. and even epic fails. It's time to create your own fate, to become legendary. No matter what kind of enemy you face, or what kind of game you play, you can become the craftsman of your own legend. It's time to create your own legend. Time to build your victory. Rocket Myth.
Hey there, Smite fans, check it out. See what Sandboxer's about. Print it, 3D print your favorite cards. Print it, Google Consul, Cybercom. And try to let them all from email to the wall. You can even score your very own floor. Take out a loan and order more. Print it.
Hi, welcome back to the game between Dials and the Chiefs Esports Club. Joining me for this broadcast is going to be Timmy. Some very exciting matches coming up for us right now.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and see Dialworks versus Chiefs Esports Club. It's going to be very important for Chiefs to try and find something early on so that they can really start to snowball, because that's where their strength is. So I'm going to be waiting to see if there's going to be any invades coming out. However, let's go ahead and do our picks and bans. Not picks and bans, we've already done that. Introduce our teams.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We can actually see quickly before we get into that, a 5-man grouping of the Chiefs just spotting out the Dials here. Gonna run back through the jungle. Everyone's just gonna get out. A ward placed there. That's all they really wanted to accomplish, was just get that ward down. Maxson's gonna back, probably buy a red pot. But as you said, Timmy, let's go ahead and introduce our team. So on the left side of your spectator UI, fighting under the blue health bars out of the order side of your minimap, it is going to be Direwolves. Yada is the solo lane god of the afterlife. Osiris, El Chuckles, is in the jungle on his favorite Athena. Kiki Omeo is releasing the Kraken in the mid lane. He's going to be playing Poseidon, and Richard Castle and Just Lane will be your duo lane as Sylvanas and Gibalanke.
And find out the right side of your spectator UI. On the top side of your minimap, we have Chiefs Esports Club. Alkiro is the Bologna in the solo lane. Maxon's going to be running around the jungle as the Sir Cat. As you also is going to be traveling through the portals and through the time as Giannis in the mid lane. And your duo lane is going to be Princel and Wizard as Geb and Medusa.
Yeah, so that ward placement there by the Chiefs is really, really smart. Allows them to see when the buff camp is going to be taken, and so they'll get the timer on that and allow them to invade it later.
It's really important for them as well, because it's just too risky going in early on, especially with a Poseidon there with the Whirlpool coming out. Just not really very an ideal place where you'd want to be invading.
No, it's really not. We can actually see Kiki Mio taking a little bit of poke in the mid lane after he gets portaled through the ground. Richard Castle is also a little bit low in the duo lane. Gets a nice pull onto Wizard there. Just Laney going to be doing some damage there, but the acid spray comes out and it's a little bit to Richard Castle. Laney dashes ahead, but nice stone shield there for Prensel. Poison Dart's going to be doing some tick damage there. This duo lane is going to be one to watch this game, Timmy.
Yeah, this duo lane is definitely going to be very interesting to see. We got the Sylvanas and the Gibalanke, so not a huge kill lane early on, however, very safe for them to farm up. However, Wizard on that Medusa is going to be able to carry out Prince a little bit on the Geb, just try and really themselves really sort it out, and oh, they're going to be looking for this red buff.
Yeah, looks like a little bit of a red buff still here. Portaled through the ground is El Chuckles. He's got the taunt onto Max, and there's the Whirlpool. He's taking a lot of damage. There's that red pot doing work, and Chuckles picks up the first kill there, and that's really unfortunate for Max because his red pot is now pretty much useless.
And not only that, first blood straight off the bat, Maxon needs to be influential early on, otherwise he does tend to struggle a little bit. Especially the fact that he's on the circuit, needs to farm up a little bit, start to get ahead, get that early advantage so that later on he can do that tremendous amount of damage and control.
That was a great call there by Dials, going and invading that red buff. It was perfect communication from them, and I feel like something was left out in the Chiefs' communication there because Wizard and Pretzel were unable to rotate in time to help them. And that Maxon ended up paying the price for that with his life and with the loss of the red pot and the red buff as well.
Not only that, but Direwolves did that with no ward coverage at all, completely blind. That's intuition.
That's communication. It's calling out the rotation from mid. That's Kiki, Amio, and El Chuckles calling out that Maxim was rotating the red buff from mid. Laney and Richard Castle were pushed up enough that they could rotate in and then just take him out. It was a great piece of play.
Very great piece of play indeed, and very well timed. They got there right at the perfect spot. Unfortunately, they weren't able to secure the red buff from themselves. Chiefs did get that. However,
oh, did they?
Yeah, Chiefs did end up picking that up, and Crazy Aussie has that as we speak. However, Dials did find that first blood.
And on to El Chuckles as well in the jungle. No surprises there. He tends to grab a lot of the kills for his team. Him or Kikyo Mio. I'm not sure if all of the folks out there watch their matches against Avery. Oh, Chuckles 20 and Max in the mid lane. There's a perfect Kraken from him, and down goes Max and Chuckles. That was, oh my goodness. This mid lane combination of Kiki and Chuckles is pretty on point.
It's very on point, as well as the fact that they're targeting out Maxon early on here. They know how much of an influence he can make on Chiefs Esports Club early on in the game and really just pave out the path later on. So they're looking to shut him down as much as possible, as early as possible. And they're doing it with quite good concession.
He's not even level 5 yet. They've denied him enough experience from keeping him dead for so long. Still not level 5 for 3.5 minutes into the game. As well as that, feeding Chuckles and Kiki, well, mainly Chuckles, but Kiki gets the gold and experience from the assist as well, is really important for Dials, because Chuckles is the one that really sets up a lot of their team fights, or does the counter initiations very well, and basically their game plan revolves around him and wherever he can be on the map. And since he's Athena, he can be everywhere on the map, and so it's super important for them to have him be able to be ahead, or at least even with Maxon.
Yes, now it's going to be very important for Chiefs to try and utilize the vision that they had onto that speed buff early on of Direwolves. They do know when it's coming out, so they may be looking to try and invade this. If they're going to go a little bit risky here, try and get Maxim back into this game as quickly as possible.
It'd be extremely risky, as you said, considering Maxim is that far behind Chuckles, who has been able to get himself some his full Shoes the Magi, as well as a Blink and Bead. So look for those Blink Taunt combinations along with Kiki Omir's Poseidon. But their purple pots have just about worn off at this point, so they're not going to be hitting quite as hard as they were at the start. But still, that Kraken Taunt combo was pretty perfect there from Chuckles and Kiki Omir. Maxon is...
It was devastating. Maxon just went pop up into the air and then got finished off. El Chuckles, he's really just showing his stuff, really flexing his muscles here. It's really interesting to see just how well an Athena can do early on.
Let's take a look at the Janus build now. He's gone for cooldown boots. Now,
yes.
Prior to... I don't know, I used to see a lot of Janus with cooldown boots, but now that it's got pen, I don't know how worth it is to be using the pen boot, the cooldown boots on Janus, because you can always get the Chronos pendant to give you the extra cooldowns there, along with something else like a Pythagorean's piece, and it denies you a lot of mana, power, and penetration early.
Yeah, but on a Janus, if you're not particularly looking to be this person who says, I'm going to hit someone for half their health because I have the threshold as well as the passage's passive to really burst people down. If you're not looking to really do that, a full cooldown build on a Janus can still be very strong. A lot of control, a lot of mobility for the rest of your team, and very slippery to try and get away from.
It looks like Maxon's coming in here in the solo lane. Get something onto Yada, who's chunking down Elkira. There's the defender of Olympus from Chuckles, so they could look to turn this one. Yada might fall down. He does to the last breath. That's a kill to Maxon, who's taken extremely low by Chuckles, who's unable, unfortunately for him, to find the kill there. Nice little bit of play there from the Chiefs, able to kind of turn around some aggression that Yada made onto Elkira and translate it into a kill.
and so much mobility options coming out from Crazy Aussie as well. He had the three space and time coming out towards the middle part of that lane, just in case Maxon ran the other way, just so he could get out dodge. And then towards the tower, just are you okay, buddy? Just make sure that El Chuckles doesn't go in there try anything funny.
Yeah, funny, and his Chuckles. Good one, too. Yeah, Chuckles could have possibly dived that. He is pretty tanky as an Athena. Maybe gotten out there, but as you mentioned, the through space and time, just ensuring that Maxon can get it all right there. Yada going to be down a kill here. I don't think that's going to worry him terribly much. He is still, Cyrus, very much able to survive. He's got pretty good wave pressure as well. He's got more tower damage down than Elkira does, which is odd considering Bologna usually has better wave clear than an Osiris does. Actually, is he going to invade the blue?
Oh, he is going to be looking for that blue buff, and he does. Does he manage to steal that? The minion is in the way. I can't see. No, he didn't manage to pick that up. Elkira did secure that one.
No, he got it. Otherwise, Elkira would have got it.
No, it's great from on our end.
Oh, it's blue for me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll see. If Elkira actually manages to realize that whether or not he got that or not. So. That's awkward.
We're just the way to see. I'm so tension. I just want to see. Is he getting? Oh, this is a Gold Fury from Direwolves.
Oh god. Okay,
this
here we know whoever gets this one goes ahead, pops up on the screen. But Crazy Aussie, through space of time, coming over into Laws's backline. Good Cataclysm and Petrify coming out.
Yeah, and great Kraken as well there to take down Frenzel. Wizard gets credited with the kill with Kiki Omio. Richard Castle's very low here. Elkira gets a kill onto Lady. Crazy's got a kill onto Richard Castle. This is a great fight for the Chiefs. Wizard's got another kill. It's only Yada left up, and this should be a Gold Fury for the Chiefs here. Very nicely played. They trade out the support for 4 members of Direwolves, and the Chiefs, after losing out a bit early, gonna recapture the lead.
Yeah, they aren't going to, however, try and risk that Gold Fury. Yada still in the area can be very influential. That Lord of the Afterlife can potentially steal that. Quite a high amount of damage coming through on that one. So they're going to go ahead, take that 4-1 kill victory there and just continue on. This is what Chiefs needed. They needed a little kick up the bum, just get the momentum going. And now what they do next is going to be very important.
It's unfortunate that for the Chiefs that the Direwolves have respawned so quickly. They're not going to actually be able to find terribly much off the back of that. They're just going to have to take the kills and experience. But Yada being aggressed upon him by Maxon and Elkira uses the Lord of the Afterlife to get out. But Maxon is chasing after him. Elkira is here as well with the hammer. The bludgeon doesn't quite manage to take him down. Chuckles is here to defend his mate's lane now. Crazy Aussie's rotated around as well. But Yada manages to just barely get out alive of that aggression from the Chiefs.
Yeah. Great thing for him that Maxon didn't have that last breath, however. He is going to be looking at El Chuckles, trying to get a little bit of revenge here, chunking him down quite well. But Yada's back in the fray, teleported back in, and through space and time, running in the backline, giving a little bit of extra support for Chiefs.
Yeah, and that allows Maxon to get out. I think it hit Chuckles there and forced him to kind of back off away. It did, and so that was a great skill shot there from Crazy Aussie. Direwolves came to this one trying to ban out his gold pool, but he's really doing some nice stuff with his Janus.
He really is, and with this, CDR utility sort of build, this is what we were talking about earlier on. If you're not going to be looking to do a metric ton of damage, you're going to be looking to be a lot of mobility-based actions for your team, and he's doing that very well.
He is. Prenzel just blinked in there on the right-hand side mid-camps. They weren't able to find anything. There's a Dark Side Knight from Just Landing. It looks like Chuckles, Kiki, and Richie want to engage here. Taunt comes down to the back with a nice Stone Shield. Kraken doesn't quite connect. There's a Wrath of Terror and Cataclysm at the same time. But Prenzel looks like he's in a lot of trouble here. Tidal Search just barely misses him. Wizards here as well. Richard Castle gets a kill to Prenzel. Petrify. Kiki Omio is extremely low here. He dies to the Unstable Vortex. Great play there from Crazy Aussie. Yada is fighting 2 of the Chiefs here. Maxon extremely low. Dashes away.
Oh, God.
Great stun there with the Eagles rally. And now Yada, he's going to be in some trouble here. Richard Castle is moving up in support.
Yeah, once again, only Prince falling so far, and Chiefs gain even more kills, 3-1 at the expense of Prince. They're going to go ahead and take that, without a doubt. It's like, yeah, okay, Prince, sorry you died, mate, but we got 3 kills out of that. Take it from the team.
Now, Prenzel will take those trades any day of the week. He is the ultimate team player. He's not afraid to go and get something and die. But it looks like Laney is fighting here with Maxon. Laney, oh my god, look at his health and matter. He just barely managed to get out of that one alive.
He was on full health, and then Maxon turned around, deathbanged him, had a little bit of a pokey poke with his, his little, what do you call them? Are they claws? Are they talons? What is that on Sir Cats? He hit him with that, and his health just went down exponentially.
Whatever they are, they're very nasty. Chiefs here just going to deal with the Gold Fury. Thought they might be looking for it, but yeah, they are actually. Wiz is going to start it up here. Direwolves will know it is going on, however. Chuckles and Kiki are in the area. Kraken isn't up for another 4 seconds, but that means they will be able to steal it if they need to, or secure it if they want to fight it. No, it looks like all parties just going to back off here. Happy to just not really fight here. Chuckles going to D-ward. Oh, actually, great Portal and Unstable Vortex combo there from Crazy Aussie. Got to poke out Chuckles a little bit, but the ward's still going to go down. Gold Fury Vision now firmly back in control of Direwolves. Timmy, this game is really kind of swinging the way of the Chiefs when a lot of us thought the Direwolves were going to be clear victors here without the presence of Gruff on the side of the Chiefs.
Well, we haven't really seen anything that's, really alerted us saying, hey, Wizard is kind of, he's fading a little bit, he's not quite doing what he's doing. He's 2-0-4, he's doing very well. A lot of good Petrifies coming out there when they do appear. However, Maxon is just relentless onto Yada. He's diving underneath this tower. Not going to be able to find anything, though.
They might get the tower here. Chuckles is rotating across the wave as well for the side of the Direwolves. So yeah, it looks like they're going to be able to save this tower, but for how much longer?
Oh, look at Gold Fury,
anyone's guess. But Gold Fury, as you just mentioned, to be going to be started up here by Direwolves. They can really bait this one since Maxon is on the other side of the map. Through space and time, clips just Laney. They're going to take down a little bit of health. Richard Castle able to heal a little bit more of that back up though. Disengagement again, and that was worth for Direwolves there. They forced out the through space of time from Crazy Aussie, and that's going to be down for quite a while for the Chiefs.
Not only that, but it is also the Defender of Limbus coming out for Direwolves. If the Chiefs did manage to, find a little bit of a foothold, or they wanted to go a bit more aggressive, Alkiro and Maxim were retreating on that solo lane. So El Chuckles could have just as easily ulted over and then joined in that fight, really swing into their favor. So Chiefs not really looking to try and go for this one all that desperately.
No, they're just kind of like baiting it out a little bit.
Yeah.
I think Crazy Aussie used his through space of time as just a bit of an instinct. He thought it was getting quite low, thought he could maybe steal it. Just a little bit mistimed there, but nothing terribly detrimental. I want to go back to Wizard quickly. He's doing, as you mentioned, very, very well on this Medusa, and it's because he's playing like Gruff usually plays, rotating early and often really becoming really involved with the team fights, compared to Laney, who's just kind of staying on his half of the map, farming up nicely, and that's just a contrast, not only just between the two players' styles, but between the two gods. Medusa was a really great team fighter in the mid game, whereas Jupalanke, you want to get him farmed up and into the late game as early as possible.
Yeah, so both Wizard and Just Laney, they're happy doing their things. Wizard going into the team fights, getting thick in the fray. But Just Laney, he's like, nah, just give me another 5 minutes, guys. Just wake me up later on, please. Not now, I don't want to go to school yet.
We could see Prenzel and Wizard looking for just to poke out Laney a bit here, deny him some XP in the wave. Richard Castle is around at the moment, though. It looks like Kiki Amiya could be rotating here. If he takes the wrong path, he will be walking over a ward. Maxon's in the mid lane as well. Maybe it looks like some aggression coming from Chuckles and Kiki onto him at this point. He's just going to ambush away here. Both of these teams very wary of engaging at this point. I think that's a lot because the only engagement on the side of the Chiefs is Prenzel and El Kiro, who hasn't really been rotating towards mid lane. The fights have really been around his area. Whereas on the side of Direwolves, they have got Richard Castle, Chuckles, and Yada to a certain extent, but mainly those two supports. Direwolves going to start up the Gold Fury here as Prenzel has back. Wizard and Max and Crazy Aussie are all in the area, though. Can they burst it down? The Direwolves are going to reset it a little bit. There's the through space of time. Petrify comes out as well. Not going to be enough to kill it. Richard Castle looking to secure it. He does with a basic attack. There's the Dark Side of Knights from Just Laney as well. Wizard's getting about half of the background. Great Eagles rally onto Yada here, who's awfully low. Can he get away? No. Max is going to be credited with the kill. Kraken comes out. Down goes El Kuro in just a second to Just Laney. Kiki Amiya needs to get out here, but Maxim's got a double kill at this point. Wizard taken awfully low as well. Chuckles doesn't quite land the taunt. Forced for a portal. Just Laney life stealing like crazy here. Knocked up Crazy Aussie though. Gonna get the kill. This team fight is insane at the moment. Chiefs coming out the better of it though. Direwolves, however, credited with the Gold Fury.
Everyone is just so low right now. Prenzel, Wizard, Maxon, they are all just so low. However, they only lost Alkiro there, and then they managed to pick up 3 kills onto Direwolf, so this is continuing to go in their favor. If we take a quick look at our graphs here, we can see that the XP difference is under 1,000 as well as the gold. This is neck and neck.
This is a really, really tight matchup, and I think the Direwolves have underestimated Chiefs a little bit because of the presence of Wizard on there. They're very familiar with Wizard. As I mentioned in the pregame, he used to be their captain and mid laner up until just before the beginning of the split when Kikiamiya moved to mid and Just Laney joined after Citadel Gaming broke up. So they're very familiar with him, maybe kind of not as worried about him in the ADC role since he, as I mentioned, did used to mid, but he is very much proving his worth. He's been a part of 9 of the 11 kills so far in this game. The petrifies from him have been absolutely perfect. Always managed to catch 1 or 2 people in the full gaze of the Gorgon.
Yeah, and
Chiefs just showing up.
Yeah, Chiefs really just, they're taking absolutely the advantage here. They even though the graphs are fairly close here, Chiefs have been very aggressive. I think Direwolves kind of thought, okay, we've got 2 kills onto Maxon already. We put a Kraken up his butt. He's going to be scared off for a while. But then they kind of, left him alone a little bit, just really let him go. Alkiro getting very low. Defender of Olympus going to slam down onto Alkiro there, and Yada is going to be credited with that kill.
Yeah, good work there from Direwolves. They need that kill, get themselves back into this one. But here comes Maxon here, looking to get towards Yada. Taunts him under the tower. Chuckles taunts Maxon back in turn. Last breath poison onto Yada. He won't die from this though, so he's in no position to worry right now. Crazy Aussie going to rotate over a little bit late. Nothing really much going to be happening here, but in the mid lane, Kikiamiya and Richard Castle going to be fighting Prenzel under his tower. They've got a minion wave here. They should be able to get the tower here. Unless Maxon and Crazy Aussie can say something about it, as Maxon dies with Kikiamiya. There is the Whirlpool. Kraken comes out, takes down Maxon. Kikiamiya extremely low, but oh my goodness, through space of time, takes him down. What a snipe there from Crazy Aussie, who portals himself away from that one-for-one trade there in the mid lane. Nice play from both teams.
Just, oh my god, just the ultimate after ultimate, the Wrath of Tower, Kraken, through space and time, all hidden beautifully, and actually Alkiro teleporting over here towards this dual lane, gonna be trying to find something onto Just Laney. However, he sees it out as both of the wards that Alkiro teleported onto, one of them is Direwolf, so he knew immediately that he may have been in danger.
Yeah, and you never, as an AD carry, you never want to see a Bellona coming towards you.
No.
It's just, she's literally the anti-AD carry god. Like with her Disarm Scourge, Shield Bash, Eagles Rally, just so many things designed to prevent AD carries from really doing a lot of their damage that they can do. So in these later team fights, expect to see Alkiro focusing Laney in the backline, preventing him from doing a lot of the damage that Xbalanque can output late game. And unless the Direwolves can peel him off of Laney, it's really going to be harmful to their physical damage output.
Yada actually in a little bit of danger here. Defender of Olympus is going to come down, and that's going to be enough to deter Chiefs, as three members of the Chiefs Esports Club is over here in the solo lane, just trying to find something and take the pressure off of this tower.
And Direwolves, if the Gold Fury was up there, they could have done it, but it was still on cooldown from the last time they took it. Actually, now Alkiro's getting aggressive on here. The tethers are out there, Judgment tethers that is, and Alkiro gonna run away with his Shield Bash. Crazy Aussie has rotated over as well. Direwolves really pressuring the solo lane hard. Traditionally, we see a lot of their aggression coming through the mid lane, but I guess they're recognizing here that the favorable matchup is in the solo.
Yeah, the solo lane is very, gotta try and kill you, but I need help from someone.
There's a taunt onto Maxon in the mid lane. Great stone shield there from Prenzel, but beads were forced from Maxon at that point, and now Prenzel looks to be the target of Chuckles' aggression. He's portaled through the ground and hit with an unsupported. Oh my god, the pull through the wall from Richard Castle is real. There's the beat, the through space of time from Crazy Aussie, who just barely managed to make it out alive. That was an incredible pull from Richard Castle, and nice keeping his head cool there from Crazy Aussie to get himself out alive.
Yeah, Crazy Aussie really had to think on his feet really quickly. He had to use these through space and time just purely to give himself that CC immunity. He couldn't afford to be locked down any longer, whereas Just Laney now is getting locked down a bit as Wizard and Maxon are trying to grass onto him.
He's a defender of Olympus, but Alkiro's in the backline here. Laney gonna fall shortly to the last breath. It's now to Chuckles, but he's pretty tanky. Not really much is gonna happen here. He's gonna back off, just gonna take that kill and take it for free, essentially.
Pretty much. Now Yada is teleported in here towards this Gold Fury area, and Direwolves are going to be trying to look to just try and either push out Chiefs or look for a kill, and if they do that, they could sneak a Gold Fury.
Yeah, they just need a pick or two to attempt to go for this one. Take a look at our graphs at this point. We can see that even though the Chiefs are heading kills, The Direwolves actually up in golden XP, 1200 XP, 2300 gold. And that's a really impressive display of farming there from Direwolves, being able to maintain their map presence despite the kills. There's a Whirlpool onto Pretzel, who's also taunted in. Eagles rally onto Kiki and Rio. Bludgeon does a lot of damage. Pretzel uses the Cataclysm to try and stop the aggression. Nice through space and time. Does a lot of damage to Direwolves, but Richard Cox is still going to get the kill. Kraken absolutely eliminates El Kiro there, who is going to just be absolutely out of this fight now as he is dead. Max is hiding in the ambush there. Direwolves don't know he's there, but Yada hits him with the sickle and he dashes away. It looks like that's going to be the end of the engagement between these two teams, unless Direwolves want to go for the Gold Fury.
Direwolves may be looking for the Gold Fury here, but they're going to just try and see if the Chiefs are still hanging around. Sure enough, they are. Max and Gain force out once again. Has to use the beast to get out of the Whirlpool so they could Deathbane away. But Wizard is just really trying to hold on to this with the backup of Crazy Aussie. They need to be able to act fast or just go do something else because they may be losing this Gold Fury here. Max and Gain incredibly low here. Another Spirit Flow may be enough to pick him up. But now Crazy Aussie Petrify coming out as well, stuns out Just Lane, with Max and actually getting picked up there by Yada eventually. But a stun coming out there onto Just Lane, but the beads is going to keep him going, and now they're going to go ahead and do this Gold Fury.
Oh, Crazy Aussie uses the through space of time, hits the Gold Fury, but a little bit too early. Slaney's going to be keeping on doing this. Crazy, trying to steal with the Unstable Vortex, just not enough range on it. He's going to back up here. Direwolves managed to come out ahead in that engagement. Maxon picked up there. The Petrified from Wizard was really great. He recognized that he had to hold on to it until the Direwolves came down the corridor. We're focusing all their aggression onto Crazy Aussie. Timed it perfectly, but unfortunately unable to find any kills off the back of it. Direwolves get the Gold Fury and are going to get the Tier 1 tower here.
Yeah, if we take another look at our graphs here, we can see the Direwolves are starting to regain their lead. 5,000 XP as well as 5,500 gold. Actually, in this mid lane, El Chuckles, Defender of Olympus, coming out here. Cataclysm coming out, and Yada getting quite low, but is going to perhaps try and pick up Wizard here. It's going to be a little bit of a slap fight, but Yada does come out victorious onto that one.
Yeah, Yada teleported in there to defend the mid tower. He's going to lose his own solo tower in return. Chuckles nearly done that. Oh my goodness, through space and time. Just barely missed him there. That would have been really unfortunate for Chuckles if he got hit by that one, but a great shot there from Crazy Aussie. Just a little bit off the mark. My goodness, this game is just very back and forth, but Direwolves somehow have been able to farm really, really well, and despite being down in kills, are ahead in golden XP.
Yeah, it just really shows that kills itself are not the primary source of XP and gold if you allow the other team to really start to farm up. There hasn't been enough of a lead for either team to really try and smother out the enemy, try and force them to only fight them and never touch a minion. So Direwolves are starting to come back out on this one, and Chiefs really have to try and find another foothold to try and exploit a weakness out of Direwolves.
The weakness would probably be Kiki Omiyo. He's he doesn't have an escape like the other gods on his team do. Everyone else has got except for Richard Castle, but he is the support, so it doesn't. You never really want to make the support the focus of your. You want to go
give Poseidon a hug when he's got a Kraken? I don't want to do that. You go ahead and do that, my friend. You go ahead and do that.
Still, if they can get him in a nice CC chain, get some damage down onto him, he really should be the target of their aggression. That's what Invidious did in the last series that was played last week. They really focused Kiki and Miro out. Richard Castle going really hard into the backline here of the Chiefs, trying to find some aggression. Just Laney just going to hit El Kiro. My goodness, he got a crit off there that did about 300 damage to El Kiro. Dale's hanging around this fire giant. I don't know if they're thinking about going for it at this point rather than just baiting a fight with the Chiefs.
Yeah, but while all this is happening, Wizard is on that duo side. He'll be trying to split push as far as he can, so Direwolves have to either make the decision right now or potentially send Yada off to that duo lane to try and defend it.
No, they're going to try and bait the fire giant here. They're not terribly worried about a tier 1 left-hand tower. Maybe if Wizard starts pushing up to the Phoenix, but they're going ahead. They're doing a lot of damage to it at this point.
Max is looking for it.
Again, a little bit early, but the Kraken comes out from Kiki Amir, secures it beautifully, and gets a kill onto Maxon as well, who tried to try and steal it. Prenzel now is going to be the target of the Direwolves Wrath, and he's going to go down here. Didn't even get the Cataclysm off. Double kill for Kiki Amir. Wizard is still split pushing on the left. Going to take down the tier 2 tower, but Yada is there to prevent him from going any further. He doesn't even, in fact, get a shot onto the tier 2 tower. Yada playing that one very nicely there. El Chuckles blinks in, doesn't manage to land the taunt there. Crazy Aussie able to get out through the portal. Tier 2 tower on the right-hand side is going to go down for the Chiefs. The Direwolves really have stormed back in this one. Chuckles looking for Elkira. There's the shield wall. No taunt at this point. But Timmy, direwolves really have come back online.
They really have. Actually, Rafatara come down onto Crazy Aussie as well. He's going to get down fairly low, but the Petrify is going to stop Just Laney. Pull coming out to try and zone out Alkiro. He's going to force him off of this fight. Direwolves are really going to be trying to look to really utilize this Fire Giant buff, trying to take down as many structures as possible. And it's even easier as well because Richard Castle has that Sylvanas, just so much sustain coming out with the Wisps as well as the Fire Giant buff. They can just fight for days.
Yeah, and he said the sustain is real. Sieging of towers is going to be real as well. The only anti-healing, on the side of the Chiefs is going to be a weakening curse, which is on cooldown for Prenzel and Maxon's last breath ultimate. Down goes the tier 2 tower, and now Direwolves want to fight. There's a whirlpool, but they were portaled through their own whirlpool there. They're going to back off here, probably take the tier 2 on the left, steal away Chiefs jungle at this point. Let's take a look at our player damage. We can see Crazy Aussie is actually topping the player damage at this point, even though he's gone those cooldown boots, making me eat my words a little bit there about the choice of boots.
Well, he does have the Obsidian shot to really just try and get a little bit of that damage coming out throughout those protections. But I just want to really go back to the point you made. No lot of anti-healing coming out onto the side of Chiefs. However, Prinzel has picked up the Pestilence, not really an item that we see very often now for the magical defense on supports nowadays. We normally see the Heartward Amulets.
Yeah, and that's because the Heartward Amulet is usually a little bit of a better team item because it gives you so much mana sustain. But he's recognizing that the healing coming out from Direwolves at this point with the Fire Giant buff and with Sylvanas heals is really something that needs to be taken care of. He was also the one that bought the Weakening Curse, so he's really need to be in there around Richard Castle to take away a lot of the healing.
The other thing as well is that Geb isn't generally very mana hungry. But Sylvanas, he's mana hungry. He goes around people saying, "Uncle Sylvanas, can I have a heal, please?" He's like, "Oh God, Jesus. You're bringing me of all my money, kids. Go home. Press B. Don't need time for this."
Yada's going to take his blue buff over in the right-hand side. Now, he's actually done really, really nice work out of the solo lane, rotating really well to prevent Chiefs rather than necessarily do a lot of damage to them. He's kind of been the buffer against them taking too many objectives. He's got his Chin Signs online at the moment as well, so he's going to be doing some nice chunking damage combined with the Frostbound and Midgardian Mail, the Judgment Tethers as well. He's going to be slowing people so much. It's going to be like walking through quicksand, and that's really going to be something he needs to focus on towards Wizard to prevent him from doing a lot of damage because he's the second top damage after Crazy Aussie.
Yeah, Wizard, just so much damage coming out, a lot of good petrifies, but like you said, Yada, he is able to do a lot of work just by simply hitting people. Chinsai is chunking them down. Osiris has a very good hit chain for that as well, with I believe it's a half full hit chain coming out, as well as the fact that he has the Stone of Gaia, so he's going to be absolutely unkillable. So much sustainability, along with the Fire Giant and a Sylvanas. He can't die.
It'll be very difficult for the Chiefs to take him out. Dial was looking to siege this right-hand Phoenix. Now they have the Fire Giant buff is down. It's going to be up in less than a minute. Richard Castle going to take some of the damage. He just absorbs that Unstable Vortex like it was nothing. Just only looking to get some poke out onto this one, but Dire was safely recognizing here they can't really get anything without a pick, as it is a bit of a 5-on-5 situation here. Richard Castle roots, but doesn't quite manage to land the pull. Unstable Vortex finds no one there. This fight is just gonna come off who engages better here. Prenzel's actually gonna back now. Luckily, he's not too far away from his own Phoenix being in his own base. Direwolves, if they can keep Chiefs penned up in here for long enough, they can go for the Fire Giant and take it before the Chiefs can respond.
They're really just trying to stall out Chiefs as long as possible. Just stay in your base. We want your jungle. Just accept it. Be quiet. Fire Giant is coming up in less than 10 seconds, so if Direwolves want to try and rush it down, they need to grip up very quickly. However, Just Laney as well as Yada have gone back, so this may be the opportunity that Chiefs have been looking for if they realize what has happened.
Yada does have teleport towards though, so it's not too bad for him. He needs to get up there fast. He does have a heavenly agility to get him moving a little bit faster. Laney's got his rage online, so he's going to be absolutely devastating the Chiefs if he can hit some basic attacks. The crits will be absolutely horrendous for him. There's a ward from Pencil coming out, looking to try and spot out anything the Direwolves have got planned, but Richard Castle going to take that one away in short order, I believe.
A little bit of a peculiar build than we normally see on Maxon, just purely because he's playing the Circat. We normally see him with about 4 or 5 penetration items. However, he's gone after the Yoden's Wrath into a Deathbringer followed by a Spirit Robe. It gives him a lot of survivability as well as, a bit of quick RNG bursts, just quick little luck pops coming out there, but he's not quite doing as much as we would like him to do normally.
No, it's because a lot of the because Yada and Richard Castle really have been shielding their squishy teammates quite well, and El Chuckles as well. Sorry, El Chuckles getting some nice taunts there. I like the Deathbringer. That's traditionally what you build on the Circuit, as you like to call her, Timmy, Sir Crit, to get her doing so much of the damage. That ward that Prenzel placed, actually, I thought Dials could see by just leaving it. It's actually between the two sentry wards. Oh no, they're going to take it down now, and Direwolf's going to try and burst down this Fire Giant. Yada is going to buffer them out, but here comes the through space at time. Doesn't connect with the Fire Giant. Unstable Vortex is out as well. Akira taking awfully low. There's a Petrified from Wizard. Doesn't freeze anyone in place though. Prenzel is awfully low here. Richard Castle gets the kill onto Elkira. Just Lane has got a kill onto Prenzel, and now Direwolf going to be going after Crazy Aussie. There's the Defender of Olympus from Chuckles onto Just Laney. They need to blink through here. Dashes through as well. Taunts him out of his own portal. Down goes Crazy. There's a Whirlpool as well from Kiki O'Mio. And now Direwolf's looking to pressure this Phoenix, not even bothering with the Fire Giant.
Yeah, Chiefs, they've got 3 people down right now. And Direwolves, they're just perfectly fine. Everyone's up at least at half health, and they've got the Savannah, so they can really just try and push in. Our Chuckles and Yada going as far as to go into the base. Kraken coming out, injured by Maxon, but that doesn't matter. Yada picking him up, the double kill there, and Deicide.
And that should be game. Should be game there. There's enough damage on the side of Direwolves to finish that one off, and that is going to be it right there. Game number 1 going the way of Direwolves. Chiefs had that one pretty early, despite giving up the early 2 kills. They really took it to the Direwolves in that mid stages of the game, but Direwolves' farming efficiency was enough to carry them through into the late game where they started to shine. Chuckles just did so much work that game.
Chuckles just did amazing there, just really protecting this team, just stopping Maxon from doing whatever he wanted, as well as Alkiro just not really finding a whole lot of, room to try and wiggle around. Just, hey, Direwolves, I'm just going to be in your team fights, just don't mind me. Actually, you are going to mind me. I'm going to be in your faces. But that's just really what we see. Normally what we see is, first team to get, say the first 3 kills advantage is generally the team who wins. However, Direwolves, they just kind of, they let back a little bit, say, okay, Chiefs, have your moments. We're going to farm up, and we'll see you later. Then we'll decide who's the big boys.
Yeah, and in this game, at least, it was the Direwolves who were the bigger of the boys. Kiki Omio doing some nice player damage there, getting 17k, but Crazy Aussie and Wizard both topping him there with 18k apiece. I'm really looking forward to the next game. Chiefs were very close to taking that one from Direwolves. Unfortunately, unable to capitalize too much on the advantage they had in the mid-game. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back after this small pause.